yeah, I thought I would just give an update on my progress with me Gong and what I'm doing. So today, in this session now, I'm able to build up quite a lot of pressure of energy in my Dan Tian, and it would be very interesting to know the position of the moon today. Maybe I'll check it tonight, check the position of the moon, because the position of the moon, it will influence the yin qi, or it will influence the most counterspatial, or the more counterspatial aspect of the dielectric field. It will influence the yin aspect of the dielectric field. So when the moon is in a different, depending on what position the moon is, it will influence the dielectric field in such a way. And depending on where the position of the sun is, it will influence the yang qi, or the yang qi that is generated in my abdomen, in my Dan Tian. But anyway, so today the yang qi is pretty strong. Yang qi is very strong. The electrical energy, I'm feeling it. But it's not that strong. But I think that could also be to do with the fact that I've been doing this for like over 2 months now, and my body's gotten used to it. Maybe it's because my dielectrics, my Dan Tian, the structure of it has gotten more stronger, so it doesn't feel as electrical anymore. Like there's a perception threshold that I've gone past. Perception threshold, so I no longer am that acute to a lower level, So it could be that perception threshold, or it may have something to do with the position of the moon. So I'm going to check that. But yeah, and also the thing that I'm kind of working on is how to use these clever contractions, which Damo Mitchell mentioned, to actually get the chi to go up through the weilu gate and up into the spine. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm building up quite a lot of energy in my Dan Tian, even right now, quite a lot. And it feels, today it feels like a, oh man, how can I even describe that feeling? Like definitely magnetic. It always feels magnetic. I mean, the way that your Dan Tian contracts and expands, it's very, very magnetic. Very magnetic feeling, like the feeling of either magnetic resistance or magnetic attraction, magnetic acceleration or magnetic resistance. It's like how could I say it? Squeezing a sponge made of metal or something. Similar kind of feeling if you squeeze the sponge and it pops back. But this sponge here, sometimes when you squeeze it, it pulls harder. So it's got like a negative, it's got almost a negative spring constant, if you know what that is, a negative spring constant. Like a positive spring constant is like you push the spring and then the spring springs back at you. But a negative spring constant, it's something in theoretical mathematics actually. A negative spring constant, okay, yeah. Concept from pure mathematics is that when you push the spring kind of pulls you into it, or goes away from you further, So there's no reaction. The action is only going in the way of the acceleration. So that's kind of something like what it actually feels like. It feels a little bit like that when you start to use you allow your mind, intent, everything to sink down there, and then you contract, contract, in, contract, and then you let it go, and then it expands. You know, you feel that kind of almost negative spring constantly. You push it a little bit, and then it starts squeezing even more, and then you only need very, very little amount of energy to keep it going, you know. And obviously to develop it, you train using less and less energy to make it do different, you know, go at a more and more. You train towards more and more fluidity, basically. You know, you really have to kind of iron out all the kinks and make it really, really, really smooth, and almost not even using any energy, but it's going really, really contracting and expanding anyway, and you're using so little energy to do it, and it's contracting very, very, very finely, you know. And then you eventually get so fine that you're purely using your mind intent to make it contract and expand. So I'm building up quite a lot. It feels really good. So I'm just working on making it go up my spine, because a few nights ago, actually, or a few weeks ago, no, I think it was a few nights, probably almost 2 weeks ago, I think, it got very, very hot, you know, and I was just getting used to that level, you know, so I was actually a little bit concerned. And but luckily a Qigong master helped me indirectly. It was a friend, you know, told my friend that well, this thing is getting too hot, I'm not sure if I should continue, I feel this might not even be safe. I remember I got like a really intense electric zap from inside my Dan Tian, and it was extremely hot, like it felt it was going to burn me from the inside, one like point of heat in there, and I didn't know what to do. But yeah, it turns out Damon Mitchell did explain what to do in the course. Is actually you use these clever contractions at the bottom to gradually encourage that Yang Qi to go into the weilu gate, and so that it can go up the spine, and the Yin Qi as well, the electrical energy as well. So that's what I'm working on, you know. I'm just working on using those contractions just right, so to get it through the weilu gate. And yeah, it's a little bit more is going in now, and I also, you know, because it's powering up more and more, and you're sending more and more energy up your spine, up to your head, and you kind of like feel it. It starts like, and it gets very, very high frequency, and then that frequency, the power increases, so it's like, in a way, you know, you feel that. You feel like your whole being kind of just going up a few frequencies is actually what you feel. So, and that's the conversion from the Jing to the Qi and then to the Shen. It's just converting it up and up, and that's essentially what you want to do. Because if you build up too much, you know, too much Qi in your Dan Tian, and you don't release that pressure valve, and you don't let it through weilu gate and up into the spine and up into your mind to actually nourish your mind and even nourish your Shen, your spirit. You know, you have to let it up. If you build up too much pressure down there and don't let it through it, you know, you can end up with a lot of things like kidney problems or whatever, just really stuff that you don't want to end up with, you know. So let it through the weilu gate, up the spine, into the mind, and then you can also let it nourish the spirit as well. So thereby you're converting the Jing to Qi, and then up, and then to Shen. Okay, I think that'll be my video for now. I'm going to continue my training. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope this helps in your training. God bless.